Hey guys, welcome back to Exotic Car DIY. As you can see, I'm in my favorite spot in the garage underneath the car, but you'll notice that this is not a 355. So I'm gonna hide that for a second. So I've been like the world's worst YouTuber. As you can see, the our Mercedes has been replaced by my kid playing with tires, and my Ferrari has now been replaced by a bunch of bicycles. So I've been looking for a car for a while, and it was really hard to get rid of the 355, but the 355 is now gone, and I've now bought an F430. And there's some reasoning behind that. What, buddy?
Dad was sad when his 355 was gone.
It was very sad because the 355 was like my dream car. And so I am resistant to change. I had to get the exact same color. No, I was actually looking for Silverstone, but I just could not find a Silverstone car. I've been looking for 6 months for one of these. So anyway, I found this one. And I had a guy in California take a look at it, basically did an inspection, and it needed a few things. And the guy was going to go get them all done and then raise the price up. And I'm like, no. I was like, I'll do it. So just, I had him leave all the issues on it. So there's some things like, for example, the headliner's down, that tail light is loose, little things like that. We're going to go through and kind of do what I do. I'm going to make this thing perfect. So it's kind of odd because I'm not bragging here, but I had the 355 for like almost 8 years. So like I was very, very familiar with it. I could tell you pretty much anything you want to know about the 355. I don't know anything about the 430, I mean a little bit, but so I'm right now underneath the car and we're like kind of trying to, me and Ryan around here poking around trying to figure out what's what and kind of check out where things were. And so I've noticed a couple little things, but the main thing is everything's in really good shape, from where it counts. So there's no damage to the car whatsoever other than just a couple minor scrapes. And of course the front bumper has just the regular scrapes on the bottom. I hate these kind of scrapes, so I'm going to be probably getting the bumper resprayed. But either way, I mean, the car's very straight, looks good. I thought it was missing a plate here for the clutch cover, but it turns out that that is normally, or there is no cover there. The headers, they're prone to cracking here. These ones are perfect. There's no really leaks. Looks like maybe, I believe this is probably your water pump or something, but there is a little bit of evidence of just some seeping from like the bearing, overflows. Looks like everything's clean up here. I don't see a single oil leak on this thing at all. So I ended up taking off all the side panels. I wanted to see kind of just what was behind here for a couple reasons already. So obviously you can see some fuel tanks, fuel pumps, kind of the air inlet pipes, the F1 tank, and everything looks to be on this side. I wanted to see what was going on with my tail light. So if we look over here, you can see, I guess this is a very common thing we looked on the forums. Looks like it was poorly repaired. So we'll either replace or repair that one. And then over here looks like we got kind of our evap canister, and then this is our vacuum tank. I wanted to see why my valves weren't hooked up. I guess maybe this is some cheesy mod, so this is some ghetto fabness that's going to be corrected. So we're going to go ahead and take these screws out, put these back on there so we have properly functioning valves. And then actually later I got a kit already ordered from Forza to do a remote valve control, so we can actually leave these stock or open them with a remote instead. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to kind of check out everything here. I don't know if I'm just weird or something, but I just find this fascinating. So here's the inside. We got the Daytona seats, got some black piping stitching. It's got the full carbon interior, carbon paddles, carbon, well, I guess not full because you can get carbon tunnel and stuff too, but carbon around the radio. It looks like these are actually redone. There's no stickies there, but of course we got sticky door panels and sticky ashtray. And so gonna have to replace some of the stickies, and that's our leather headliner sitting on the ground there, so that'll need to be replaced. But other than that, I mean, it's a super clean car. Isn't it nice?
That looks fine like that.
And he says it looks fine, but we're gonna fix all the stickies, get it all done.
I know.
Enough exploring. We're going to fix the taillight and the valves in this video. But real quick, let's just talk about future videos of this car. So this is one of my new channel cars. The other one hopefully will be here shortly. if I can find one. Real quick, let me vent about that one time, 10 seconds. So I found the perfect E63 for me, and I've been working on the deal for over 2 months. So I finally got them where I want to. I'm about to fly out there and go get it. And I requested one more set of pictures because it had been 2 months since the first pictures, just to verify, you know, about to fly out there. Turns out between the set of the first pictures and the second pictures, they drilled the front bumper for a license plate. And that's a huge no-no for me. So done with that one, looking again. So anyway, if anybody knows of one, let me know. Back to the 430. So I want to get this up to what I call Kenny spec, and that's just a stupid name for getting it up to my high standards. So everything I do is going to be filmed on this channel. So make sure you subscribe and you won't miss any of the videos. I'll cover everything that this car needs here real quick. One of my pet peeves on the forums is when anytime there's a car listed for sale and people discuss it, they always like kind of see like it needs stickies or something like that, and everybody just immediately goes to bash mode and says that it needs like $20,000 or $30,000, $20,000 or $30,000. And like here's the truth on that. If you pay somebody else to do it, it may cost $20,000 or $30,000, but I'm going to be doing all the work myself. And so it won't cost anywhere near $20,000 or $30,000. And here's the thing, just because it needs that work doesn't mean it's a bad car. Guess what? Every single one, a museum piece with 1,000 miles on it or a daily with 80,000 miles on it, they're all going to need the stickies done. You buy a brand new part, a window switch from Ferrari, it's going to come sticky, and that's just the way they are. So it's not a bad thing if you have to do it yourself. You know, it's not any less of a car. What you need to do is find a car with good bones, good paint, no accidents, stuff like that, and start from there. You know, good maintenance history. So getting it up to Kenny spec. So what does this car need? It needs the dash vents needs to replace. It needs the headliner done. It needs the sticky parts done. Like I said, I'm going to redo some of the scratches on the underside of the bumper. And then maintenance, just getting it up to my maintenance thing. So we're going to do all the fluids, gear oil, stuff like that. It needs a tune-up. We're just going to figure out what it needs and go there. Any kind of maintenance things that break, I'm going to be discussing that and fixing it on this channel. And then, of course, modifications and enhancements. My goal is to make this up to the appearance and sound and performance level that I think it should come with. So I think the ultimate version is the challenge specs of these cars. So it's going to be, it won't be a challenge car, but it'll be modeled more after that instead of the compromised, you know, stance that you get from the, you know, the world spec cars like this. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the tail lights and the valves, and then we'll move on to everything else. You ready to get to work?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't do anything ghetto like this, so please, people, if you're going to... well, at least they used a Torx and not a Phillips. Anyway, guys, please, like, if you're going to mod something in your car, don't use a screw and a hole. And we'll go ahead and do this side as well. I don't know, want to put together a shed. You got some extra screws from this one. Our valves have now been returned to factory. So the thing I can address right now is this tail light. So I might order a new one, but I'm going to see if I can kind of fix it at first. So there's these 10mm nuts that you can just undo. So now we can just slide the tail light out. So we got the tail light over here, and what I've done is just kind of sanded around the areas with 100 grit. You can see that they originally put a bunch of JB Weld on there on bare plastic, and it didn't work. I mean, it literally just popped off as soon as I got it. So these are extremely common part to break. My goal here is to replace this with a good one and not a fixed one. But the thing is, I'm not going to buy one of these for $1,200 from the dealership because most likely it's just going to break again. So I'm going to repair it temporarily and then find one on eBay for, I've seen them go around 200 bucks or so, and that'll be a good way to do it. And this might be good enough that it just doesn't bother me. So I've scuffed it up. We're going to super glue these pieces on, and then I'm going to use a little bit of fiberglass to kind of reinforce the area. It'll all be invisible because you only see this part of the headlight anyway. So anyway, so let's go ahead and start with the super glue. I could use just fiberglass, but the thing is it wouldn't hold it really into place. Looks like I got a tiny bit more. See what I mean? It just flakes off. Don't use JB Weld, that's dumb. Okay, so now those are super glued on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut a couple pieces of strips of fiberglass and kind of just do the whole area. So nothing spectacular here. We're literally going to affix some strips like this to it. All right, so we've mixed up a little bit of the resin. We're just going to put So it's not going to be pretty. I'm not a professional by any means. What I did here is I used one layer of fiberglass and kind of painted it in there on a roughened up surface. So hopefully that will hold up nicely. Once it's dry, I'll kind of trim off some of the excess, make it look a little prettier, and then we'll install this back on the car. All right, so now we got the taillight back installed. It's not going anywhere, and it actually seems pretty strong. So what that allows me to do is I just put this number, usually like an eBay, the part number, just on alerts, and as soon as one of those gets listed, boom, it emails me. If it's a good price and good quality piece, I buy it. And that is another way where I can save money and get an OEM part replacement. But in the meantime, this is going to tide me over just well. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope this new series is going to be fun for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of these videos. Thanks, guys.